It's really a pleasure to be back speaking on the hero's journey, affirmative prayer, and spiritual mind treatment. Spiritual mind treatment and affirmative prayer are very similar. They have the same steps. My experience in CSLs, Centers for Spiritual Living, 2009, a Unity of Dallas went through a very difficult period, and we had an interim minister. It was a very difficult time for the congregation for issues that had happened. And I was in a crisis and I needed help now. And so I decided to go to Brand X across town. I went to the Centers for Spiritual Living, had the experience of doing spiritual mind treatment with some incredible women, Tracy Brown, just phenomenal, Alexis Yancey, and Marcia Megapo. And my experience of praying for them was transformation. And we know from A Course in Miracles that a change in perspective is what a miracle is. There were many miracles, and so I'm going to share. There are 5 very simple steps. The first one is recognition. We recognize God. My personal belief is that God doesn't need our glorification. We need to become more conscious and invite that presence into our life. Unification. This is what Michael Gott spoke about so beautifully during Mother's Day. And it's a symbol of the cross. It's about our spirituality and our humanity and how they come together. And that's the unification process. The realization process is something that health coaches use a lot, and psychologists, and that is you visualize what you want and how, using all of your senses, how does it feel? And you make that experience real in your body. Then it's like you've been invited by someone on a holiday, all expenses trip, and you are just joyed to be seeing your friend and joyful that you can make the trip, and you haven't gone yet, but you are filled with joy and thanksgiving. And then you having given thanks and visualized it and brought the presence of God into your life, you release it. So that seems very simple. Now, what I have prayed with ministers in Unity, and I don't know if there's been any changes because I haven't been back to Unity of Dallas. I've been here in November 1st, 2018. So I don't know if things have changed in Unity. My experience of this and my work and study of the brain have empowered me to look at what is happening through a different filter. So this is what I call a hand map. What we have here is we have the sympathetic fear state on this side of the map. And we have anxiety, depression, anger, and addiction. This is a chronic state of fear. It doesn't have to be a humongous fear. It is just the presence that keeps us in a chronic state. And for many of us, I have lived with this. And now we look at it as a biopsychosocial, intergenerational, neurological disorder. And you cannot move. You have to take in consideration biology. I have a young man that I work with, and all we did to help him regulate his brain is we got him off soft drinks, aspartame, and food coloring. Food coloring is very excitatory, and he was suffering from anxiety and depression. Aspartame is bad stuff, and they put it in everything because it's addictive. And the natural flavorings, there's nothing natural about any product that says natural flavorings. There's 70 to 90% chemicals, and they're all addictive. It's to make you want to eat more. Plus the sugar. And we now know that fructose is associated with many, many illnesses. So if you remove fructose, aspartame, and natural flavors from your diet, you are way ahead on being able to regulate your body and get control of your mind, because they dysregulate the entire physiology. Now, you already have, if you have, now, one of these things is this belongs. I'm relying on it right this moment. It's giving me the adrenaline. When I was sitting here and Victoria was going through the prayer, I could feel my heart going like this. And I said, thank you, God. I'm not running away from this, because I need this adrenaline to get me through this moment. I need a heightened sense of awareness, and this will carry me through this 20 minutes and hopefully it lasts that long. And so we don't want it to go away. The problem is when we can't escape, when we can't get away, and we're children and we're stuck in this state for 6 months or more, it becomes harder to move out of it. So we have fear on this side over here. And we, along with this dysregulation, comes a feeling of lack. And you see this tree over here, and this eye, you can't see it very well, but the pupil is just dilated. And when your pupil is dilated, it changes how you see the world. It not only changes how you see your world, fear changes how your ears function, and you begin to lose the 400 hertz range, 500, which is the range of sopranos and tenors. Chronic fear dysregulates the brain and causes issues to the temporal lobes. Now, people with complex PTSD who have a big issue right here, it dysregulates everything down to your DNA. It changes how your mitochondria work. And instead of creating ATP, which gives you energy, they create APP, which gathers around your waist. And this is why you cannot lose weight until you learn to self-regulate and move to the other side. And then on this side, this is the fear state. Anxiety, depression, anger, and addiction are all fear states. And it's not uncommon for my clients to go from anxiety to depression, or depression to anxiety, or any one of these. They will stop here and think that they're cured because they're no longer using a substance, but they have moved into anger or depression or anxiety. And so in these, there's a line connecting these, because you can flip-flop. I had a client recently who had extremely high, it was like 50 depression score, and like a 20 anxiety score. And as we made progress, they flip-flopped. So you have to keep working until you move to this side. So scarcity and lack. And over here we have serotonin. This is dopamine driven, and dopamine is wonderful. I mean, right now I've got lots of dopamine and it will go up, and once, when you eat a piece of chocolate, it goes way up. You get ice cream, it goes way up, and you feel good. You eat at a restaurant here in town, it goes way up, but it goes equally down in proportion to how far it went up. So if your line is here for your baseline and you go way up, then you will go way down. And then you don't immediately come back up. Now, some people try and force it, and they will binge eat, they will do risky behaviors, they will create anger and hostility, and all those things will raise your dopamine back up. But what happens when it goes up? It comes back down. And so we have to learn to live on serotonin that goes like this. And with some dopamine going like this, but we don't need to do these drops. And so high risk behavior among adolescents is one of those ups and downs. And gaming, you game all night, you just go way up. And some of your performances, your students may not know how to navigate. So they go way up and then they go way down. And when your energy is low, you lose your voice. Okay, so we have serotonin over here. We have possibilities, and We have self-regulation and co-regulation, and we're able to rest, digest, restore, connect, and create. And so we have infinite possibilities on this side. Now, right in the middle is the bridge of courage. And you don't get across without the help of people who can help you. Every hero story that we have, Arthur had Merlin, Luke Skywalker had Yoda. You have to have mentors and you have to have allies to help you across the bridge of courage. Today we have Unity, we have CSL, we have mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is a tool, but it's not enough to get you over the bridge of courage, because all of these have shame and guilt. And we cannot get rid of our shame and guilt alone. We have to have a fair witness, someone who can listen to us and love us beyond our current state of being, who can see the divinity within us. And it's that ability to see the divinity within someone that allows for the beginning of the process of transformation. Now, in coaching, I went through the Institute of Functional Medicine, and in coaching, spirituality, we don't go to God, but we do go to spirituality. And one of the things that they have is your goals. What do you want to do or be? The Amen system that I went through for brain health, being a brain health professional. One of the most important parts of it is the one-page miracle, because you have to have something that drives you to get the courage to get on this side. And what you get from going over here is you get trust and faith, and you get to relearn to retell your story through a different lens. So we come back to the place where we began, with a different story to tell. And this is an ongoing process. And, you know, I started counseling in 1972 when I graduated from college, because that's why I went to college. I went to college so I could have beautiful gowns to dance in and beautiful clothes, and also because we were very poor. And my mother and I had an annual fight every year when we went to buy school clothes. I said, Mom, I don't care what I wear to school. I just want one pretty dress. And I never got the pretty dress. And I got costumes. We have to have something that is so powerful that we're willing to walk through hell to get to the other side. And there's programs, there's CODA, there's COSA, there's AA, there's there's so many programs today. And these are, you start off with an awareness of God. We came to believe that there is a power greater than ourselves, and we rely on that power to help us over this bridge of courage. We can't learn to self-regulate on our own over here. There's no way. None. We have to have people who are able to self-regulate, and because they self-regulate, they can help us co-regulate. And that's the beauty of spiritual mind treatment, is that you sit down with a fair witness face to face in an intimate distance, and this person listens to you. And we go back to what Victoria, what you talked about, and when I think it was the very first one on Jesus is the question is, what do you want? Because we have to change the story from the negativity of this side to possibility of this side. So what do you want is the key ingredient. We have to have a purpose to move us over. So by becoming aware, we sit down with this person. If you're praying alone, I've written a lot of prayers. This is my God box right here. I created this box 2016 when I retired, and it's has a lot of prayers in it, because I gave God a blank check. And in 2016, I went through the Pathways program, in 2009, and they use that realization that I talked about a minute ago, for you feel it and you know what your highest purpose is. From that program, I have that purpose up here on the top. And I am a whole, perfect, and complete woman who brings love into the world with ease and grace. I didn't know that was my contract with God, that was what I discovered within me through the Pathways program. And I had no idea what that was going to manifest or what that was going to look like. But I turned it over to the divine to lead me. And so I made the Scott box. So when we sit with this, we can journal when we're getting ready to pray, and we can sit with someone, and we can begin in the negative. And this person needs to be able to listen to us with the ears of the heart so that they can see below what we're saying to what we're really trying to say, but possibly can't know how to articulate or know how to feel and help us. So where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. And this is, my experience has been truly that is the case. But listening blesses the giver and receiver, as we know. Listening with the ears of the heart, listening below the storyline, listening beyond all the negativity that might be present at that time. This allows the person to be heard, respected, and understood. And this is what we need. That is like someone taking our hand and saying, "You are okay. Let's go together." My belief is that Jesus was the greatest self-regulator, so that when he came into a room, we have an energy field that exists, and it's about 7 to 8 feet around us. There are healers that can clean our energy field. There are healers that can help us self-regulate by just being in our presence. I was at the Whole Health Institute in 1998 or 99. And I went to hear Jerry Jampolsky speak. He was the highlight speaker of the event. And he had a book that I'd read, and his name of his book is Love is Letting Go of Fear. I had always thought of the opposite of love would be hate, but it's not, it's fear. Around that time, I also found the work of David Hawkins, and he has about 8 books. He was a psychiatrist in the Northeast, and he was a MD PhD in the Northeast, and he had a life death experience, and he quit his medical practice and moved to Sedona and sat under a tree for a year, and then he started writing books. And his premise was that how to move from fear to love. And so this is a composite of his work and also of Stephen Porges, whose psychology functions around the neurological system and understanding the neurological system. We don't get to choose if we have anxiety, depression, anger, or addiction. Our nervous system decides. So being vulnerable and telling the truth allows us to get out of denial, because denial is a very big part of this. We can't deal with it all. Sometimes it just, if we stop, and you know, it just too overwhelming. This helps us face what we have to face and helps us move. So we set the stage for a miracle in a change in perspective when we can shift from the fearful thing that we do not want to what we want. That's the intersection of the divine and our humanity. So what do you want? Okay, the 5 steps are: the preparation is not a step. And the talking before we begin is not a step. So the first step of the actual affirmative prayer is the recognition of God. The second step is the unification, that the person that we're praying for looks at the gifts that we have, the character strengths, the beauty that we have, and affirms it for us. That is, for some people, that just brings tears to their face, because and to have someone do that for you is miraculous. Then you have the realization, which is visualization. How would you feel? How would you move? How would your body feel? How would your heart feel? And to really use the 5 senses to bring it to life. Then we give thanksgiving, knowing that the divine is moving through us. And then we release. So I'm going to read you a prayer. I took a course at Center for Spiritual Living under Tracy Brown. It was a 4-week course, and we had to write a prayer every week. Condition: I released old feelings that no longer serve, allowing me to be present in my life. Purpose: self-forgiveness, self-compassion, self-acceptance. Step 1, recognition. I know that there is one power in the universe, and it is abundant, creative, beautiful, and perfect. Step 2, unification. I know that I am one with God, made in the image and likeness of God. What I know to be true of God, I know to be true of me. I am an individualized expression of the power of life that finds its way to exist in the deepest, darkest part of the ocean. I am an individual expression of God's abundance, beauty, and perfection. Step 3, realization. I now speak my word to know and accept that I am imbued with the characteristics of God. I now forgive myself for being a crooked tree. I forgive myself for the shame I have carried for being less than perfect. I did not grow in fertile soil. I was born in a rock. I forgive myself for not being like the trees that grew in fertile soil with the elegant straight lines and stately branches. I was awkward, scrawny, and I struggled. I still long to be able to do simple tasks like whispering when the wind blows. Even though I am a crooked tree, I have all the attributes of treeness. Even though I grew in a rock, it has not hampered my abundance. I can offer comfort of shade for those who gather near. Birds build their nests in my branches. Without any effort, I give the gift of oxygen. I am an example of the will of life to exist, persist, and thrive, even in the most challenging circumstances. Those who hug my trunk feel the presence and power of life's energy. I am a crooked tree, and I am an individual expression of God's perfection. My crookedness is my beauty. My crookedness is my gift. My crookedness is the source of my wisdom. For this, I am most grateful. I release all feelings of shame, and I celebrate my uniqueness. I am beautiful in my own way. I love and approve of myself. Step 4, thanksgiving. I am grateful that I am a crooked tree with a story to tell and wisdom to share. I accept and love myself just as I am. I give thanks for the bounty of love that flows from me like fruit from a tree. I am grateful that the words I have spoken are being acted upon right now. I give thanks for the graciousness of spirit. Step 5, release. I release this word into the law, knowing it is done, it is so, and so I let it be. Amen. Take a moment to get comfortable. Sitting with a strong back and a soft front. Take a gentle breath as if you were smelling your favorite flower. And then exhale slowly through the mouth. Connect to the rhythm of your breath. This should be easy and relaxed. You can close your eyes or merely look downward and rest gently. This is a brand new week. We are just starting. It is full of promise and beauty, waiting to be discovered. So let us set an intention for this week. What do you want? As I go about the week, I will notice all the places where love lies in my life. Take a gentle breath, breathing easy into your heart, and then exhaling, coming back to center. I am filled with gratitude for this new week ahead. I inhale wonder, and I exhale back to center. This week I will notice small things around me that bring me joy, that fill my heart and inspire my soul. Inhaling joy and awareness. Exhaling back to center. As I go through the coming week, I will look for opportunities to share with others the things that I love about them, the things I am grateful for, without looking for anything else in return. Inhaling love, exhaling back to center. I am grateful for my ability to notice all aspects of my life and to make changes, however small, when necessary. Inhaling growth, exhaling back to center. I am filled with humble gratitude for myself and the beauty I bring to the world. I feel a strong connection to self and to those around me. Inhaling connection, exhaling back to center. This week, I will radiate peace, strength, and courage. I will lean into compassion, supporting myself and others. Inhaling warmth and peace, exhaling back to center. Today, I will speak kindly to myself and honor all the beauty in my life. Taking one last breath in to your heart and coming back to center. Thank you.